welcome to my house. I'm Mike Colicchio. I'm not Tom Colicchio. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make meatballs almost the same way that my mom made them. The only thing that I changed up, and this came from Chef Nick Stellino, was that I add a little bit of cinnamon and the breadcrumbs, which I make my own, I soak in milk. All right, so because I think you need a little bit of moisture in your meatballs or they just don't go well. So what I have is 2 pounds of veal, pork, and beef, equally distributed. I buy it locally here at the Chester Meat Market. And what I like to do is, since it's 2 pounds, I like to have 2 cups of breadcrumbs. So these breadcrumbs have been sitting in whole milk for a couple hours. They're nice and moist. I'm going to dump them in. I like an egg per pound. So I'm going to throw 2 eggs in here. I like a lot of garlic. I don't know about you guys, but I like a lot of garlic. So I got some garlic that I crushed, and I like to keep it moist by putting olive oil in it. The next thing I have is a shitload of cheese here. This is Pecorino Romano, freshly ground, and this is about 1.5 cups. Parsley. So this is parsley I grated up before. A little bit of cinnamon. This is 2 teaspoons. A teaspoon per. And I know it sounds crazy, cinnamon, but it really, really works good. And then a little bit of salt and some pepper. I like nonstick pans so the meat doesn't stick to the pan. So we'll put a nice serving of that in there, get that heated up, and now I gotta mix it. This is always the fun part. So this is, maybe the bowl's a little small for this, but it'll get it done. And it's something, you get a lot of volume in the breadcrumbs. So this is I like mine's very bready. You know, it makes, yeah, good.
Keeps them light too.
It keeps them light. It keeps them light, it makes them softer.
What kind of bread did you use?
This is just Italian bread that once we don't eat it, I say, okay, leave it. And I leave it out, and then I just throw it into the Cuisinart, and I store it in a mason jar with a locking lid. Now I like my meatballs a little big. All right, I don't like them too small.
Anyway,
Yeah. Yep. My mom made them every Sunday, and I like eating them for breakfast with eggs. So I thought this would be a good idea. You know, I've been following you guys, Anthony and Peter especially, for at least 2 years. Yeah. And still, Peter, I'm amazed at the things you make, because I cook Italian and I could try some other things, but you got the whole gamut. Where do you get it from? Where did this?
Besides traveling, reading cookbooks.
Okay.
Constantly. You can't sit there on the,
Yeah.
with your laptop and read that much. I mean, so much in cookbooks with, the pictures and the stories.
And that's where you get.
Yeah, I have about 400 of them home.
Wow.
That I've been collecting since the 70s, I guess.
Really?
Plus all my mom's old ones.
So my grandmother, I was fortunate enough to have both my grandmothers alive into my 20s. And my father's mother made a very oily tomato sauce. So there was always a pool of olive oil on top, and that's a taste you like. Somehow, though, I can't replicate it. I just can't make it taste like she was Nona, how she did it. My other grandmother, my mom's mom, who I lived next door to, would make her meatballs oblong. So she didn't make balls, she made oblong things, and I, again, don't do that either. But they were good. And my father liked to cook too. In fact, my father had a talent. He had the same talent my brother has, which I mean, we all cook. My brother's exceptional. He has this gift of being able to taste it and smell it and touch it and know exactly what's right or wrong. And that's something.
How to transform it to...
And how to transform it to a business too. I can't do that. I'm hopeful. Probably made them a little bigger than I normally would because we've got big men here. All right, let's get a fork here. And please, dance them around and let me know how you like them.
Oh my God.
Maybe we shouldn't cook ours.
Alright, my meatballs, I'm gonna take them home. You're right, the cinnamon is really it's a good melt.
It does something different.
Everything melts in your mouth.
There's a little magic.
Yeah, I'm somewhat embarrassed now.
So the second meatball, and these are already done, I'm just going to heat them up. These are Turkish meatballs. I've been to Istanbul. My wife's been there actually more than me. But they have a tremendous market full of spices. Every color that you can imagine. Really, really good stuff. So I bought spices for meat, for chicken, and I keep them airtight in a double container so they're nice, still, and fresh. So what I do is these are made of lamb. So we're gonna have a little lamb now, and this has, and they're small, so nothing like those. They're small. They're obviously harder. They're not as soft, but you know you
Kind
can't.
of like a Swedish meatball.
Yeah, there is a little bit of breadcrumbs in here, but the breadcrumbs don't have milk. They have mint. So there's a lot of mint in this. There's salt, there's pepper, and then there's this nice meat mix that they blended for me in Turkey. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them in this pan. There's some sauce in here. We're going to heat them up. Because when you have something spicy in Middle Eastern food or, you know, Eastern European, close to Africa, you need something to cool it. So this is I actually use Greek yogurt because Greek and Turkey are right next to each other. It's the same thing. And there's a lot of mint in here. There's raw garlic in here. There's salt, there's pepper, and I've grind a little bit of allspice into this. And so I've got this nice pottery. One of the nice things of living in Hungary was there's great pottery in both Hungary and Poland. We're going to eat off of when we actually sit down, we're going to eat off of Hungarian pottery. This is a Polish pottery. And I just want to, you know, I don't want them too hot, but I don't want them too cold.
You can smell the spices.
While I cooked this, once the meatballs were done, then I took chicken stock, put chicken stock into this, and then took the spices that I put into the meat, and then actually coated them again, and then cooked it down with the chicken stock. Put them around here. That's my Turkish meatballs. I've never made them before. This is the first time, so hopefully you guys like them.
Maybe the spice. Yeah, this is good.
Oh my god. Come on.
No, seriously?
Come on.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Spicy, they're cool.
Alright, so all I did was it's pretty much boiled meat, bolito misto. So it's a mixed boil, but it's all I used. What did we use? We went to Fico's this morning. We picked up some ground, or not some ground. We picked up some chuck meat, some stew meat, and cut it into, you know, I guess 1.5 inch cubes. And there's some what do you got? Celery. We have some carrots in here and some onion and a little bit of salt. Let it boil for 2 hours, and you have bolito misto. And then we have some sauces over there, a chili sauce and then a salsa verde. Chili sauce is basil, sun-dried tomatoes, chili peppers from my garden, and oil, which is right there. And then we have the salsa verde is the green sauce. Oh, garlic. There's garlic in here. And then the green sauce is just capers, parsley, and garlic and oil.
So pretty much.
So what you do is after this is cooked, you use the broth. And you take the bread, you cut it in half as a sandwich. You dip the top of the bread into the sauce.
Yeah.
On the bottom bread, you put the meat.
Like an au jus.
Yeah, pretty much. And then you just put whatever sauce you want. Both sauces, one sauce, whatever you like. And it's Florentine street food.
Okay.
Beautiful. This is the way I've seen it made in Florence. So you just take the meat, right from the broth. You put it on top, like that. So they put the salsa verde on it. And then what they do is they take the top of the roll, dip it in the juice.
That's a nice sandwich.
And then bam, that's it. That's your bolito misto sandwich that you find in Florence.
You gotta take a bite of it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Alright, you're there.
Mind you.
I am heating up my grandfather's meatballs. He's come from his town in Basilicata. It's called Grassano. And it's a mix of provolone, scamorza, peperoncino, pecorino, pork, fennel seeds, and beef. Eggs, breadcrumbs, red wine, extra virgin olive oil, golden raisins, and pinoli. Okay, it all mixes up, and then it braises in olive oil, red wine, onion, and more balsamic oil.
This is beautiful. The raisins and the pinoli really come out.
Everything else, everything else. Italian or go home. Pasta alla norma is a Sicilian dish that came from the 19th century, and it is basically fried eggplant, cubed, diced, whatever you want to call it, with a very, not sweet, but a very rich tomato sauce with garlic and basil, tossed with the pasta, and then after that you grate over the top of it ricotta salata. Right now what I start doing is just cutting up the eggplant and getting it fried, and use olive oil, and then I'm going to do the sauce. Got the olive oil hot, sauteing the garlic. Then I'm going to add the paste. And this is a combo of sun-dried tomatoes, tomato paste, all processed together. Now I'm just putting in a can of San Marzanos. And I'm going to lower it and let it simmer for 10 minutes. Now, I'm going to toss in the ricotta salata.
Zucchini alla norma. The eggplant is throughout. It isn't like you have to taste the piece of eggplant. This eggplant is on the pasta. This is amazing.
So we have the plain pancetta, which I love, which is great just on a regular grill, and then we have the stuffed, which whatever stuffing you want. There's a pocket in there, which is the pancetta, right? That's what it means. Is that what pancetta in Italian means? Is pocket? Okay. Right, and then you fill it there like that. So I'll cut it up and we'll go at it. And I'll admit it on camera. This is $1.49 a pound, and this is as good as it gets. It really is. This is as good as any veal. It's actually better than any veal. Sometimes veal can be tough.
After eating 20 courses of various foods, I have one thing left to say. Gelato's not going to hurt you. Eat gelato. Yes, to our wives and girlfriends, we really were here tonight.
Yes, we miss you very much.
Maybe
Come home soon.
Maybe next year we'll invite you. Maybe not.
Hi, Piper.
I had a great time.
It was a great time.
Glad you guys were here.
Oh, thank you for the hospitality.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Woo!